First things foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harakakadash. I'd like to give double honors into the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. For noise in the gospel bar, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is a quick lesson through the Spirit titled, Now is probably the time to watch the first two Purge movies. The last two Purge movies, the Forever Purge and the first Purge, which both is spiritual because both of those movies deal with the concept of Northern and Southern Kingdom. As you watch the first Purge, which came out around the 4th of July weekend back in 2018, in my opinion, it's one of the better purges. It deals with an experiment on an island of Staten Island, which is based in New York, of the minority, which is you so-called blacks and Hispanics. Now, when you focus on the first Purge movie, it dealt predominantly with Judah and Ephraim, okay? With Judah and Ephraim about societal standards and being in, how can I say it? Being under the poverty limit, you know, for the one of all things. So one of the first branches of participation is that you had to get fitted with the microscopic tag, and they had gave you basically these contact lenses, which basically is represents like the AI shit to let people know that you were basically engaging in a purge. And the key was really for the population, because when the NFFA came in, which is equivalent to your NSA or your government agencies, which experiment, or they do what they call social experiments. Like everything you see from the pandemic to every other particular pestilence we had that hit that planet Earth, it was all due to social experiment, seeing how people was gonna fare with the unusual, okay? And in the first Purge movie, they was asking questions like, well, hey, how would you feel, or how do you feel? Are you angry? Are you in disarray? Do you feel like you've been unjustly targeted? Are you in a need for money? And most people answer like, yes. And he gave a question. He said, well, why do you feel this way? He said, because, you know, we're understructured, we're underfunded. Okay, we don't have anybody that's really looking out for our best interests. So therefore, you know, we really want to get it in out here. And they gave people $5,000 in order to participate. Now, when they realized that Jake wasn't really about that life and that they really wasn't about killing each other, they had to send in a foreign military known as the Blackwater troops, going back into the Russian, I believe they like a offset of the Russian Spetsnaz, if I'm not mistaken. Blackwater, they're like basically mercenaries for hire. And they called in these particular mercenaries to pretty much clean up the trash because Jake wasn't really riding, which shows you the mindset of our people. Even in the most dire of times, Jake doesn't take anything serious, man. Okay, because what did they do? They had purge parties, you know what I'm saying? They was out kicking and partying, just like a normal day in the hood, you know? But then when Esau turned up the volume on them, and that's when Jake decided, okay, now we're under attack. And when you look at this new pandemic that they're conjuring up, like you got what they call the 3-letter word, I say the DCC. Basically, they're controlling the fucking they're controlling the and I have to say it this way, they're controlling the pestilence. That's why it's known for Centers for Pestilence Control. Okay, I say it that way. Because now with this new Vicky that's coming out next month, who are they gonna target? They're gonna target predominantly the underserved population, which is you blacks and Hispanics, man. Okay, and when Jake finally realized that they was under scrutiny and that this government wanted to offset them, that's when you had this guy named was Demetrius, which he represents the elect, okay, because he, you know, the Lord lifted a standard through a so-called black man to bring pretty much salvation to his people. Because he realized that, he said, we're being targeted by a government that don't give a shit about us. So when you fast forward to today and everything was happening in the world as far as geopolitics and, you know, political structures and different mandates and legislation that they're pulling to keep you people enslaved, then you're going to understand that America's getting ready to be a fucking war zone, man. Okay, and a good depiction of that is the Forever Purge, which is the next one, which came out, I believe it came out in 2021, around 4th of July weekend. It's called the Forever Purge. And basically the synopsis to that was, after the original purge or the annual purge, people continue to riot, they continue to fight, because a tweet went around like on Twitter, Facebook, that we were going to continue to purge because, you know, we felt like we're underfunded. America is not hearing our call. They're outsourcing everything. We're at war. Inflation is out of control. They have these new pestilence that they're conjuring up. They're trying to put juice in people. People just had enough of the madness. Then resources were limited. Like, do you know what people are going to do once the resources are limited in this place? Okay, do you know the type of mindset that these people are going to revert to once they can't get their medication and their pharmaceuticals? You know? Do you know the type of extremes that people will go to? Because when you pay attention to people now, they on edge, man. Okay, these people are really losing it because inflation. Okay, they said that food went up 11.7% within a year. Kansas City seeing one of the largest hike rates in the nation in 1 year. 16% rate increase, man. And they're still building here. All right. And that's the spirit, because when I was watching the pre-Sha'ar, and I can attest to this, man, and I love that brother. Shalom, brother, man. If you so happens to watch the video, y'all about your shop rakatah, bro. That's my brother right there. I love that brother, man. Very sincere, humble, down-to-earth brother, man. That's how I know he's a Levite. you guys see, with Levi, there's no in-between. You either a wicked-ass Levite or you're going to be like a righteous Levite. There's really no between with us, man. You either going to be about the Lord's business or you're going to be one of the evilest niggas in the world. Levi don't have no balance. It's either extreme hot or cold, you know. But anyway, basically the brother was making mention that he was doing a quote for insurance, and he said he got a quote for fucking $800 a month. I'm like, wait a minute, you got to be talking about renter's insurance, house insurance. You got to be talking about, you must be financing a boat or a mansion. He was like, nah, I'm talking about car insurance, man. Fucking car insurance, brother, got quote $800 a month. That's motherfuckers paying that in rent a month, man. And I looked it up. It says insurance have increased by 17% since 2021. 17.5% insurance premiums have went up. And I know that for a fact because I'm shopping for insurance as we speak. And the cheapest quote they gave me for full coverage was like $350. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. For one thing, I ain't got no accidents. I don't get tickets. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm up to date with my shit. I should be paying at least $80 for full coverage. But see, this is the catch. I'm a so-called man of color. My demographic, they're moving jakes around my zip code. You see what I'm saying? So they take all that into a factor. They ask you your race. They ask you what demographic you're living in, what type of vehicle you drive, and they put all that, including your race, into contributing factors as to what kind of rate they're going to give you, and then they give you the highest one. This is the reason why when you shop around for insurance, you always have like 2 or 3 in mind that you could kind of alternate, you know, but they was like $350 for full coverage. I'm like, bullshit. I'm like, I don't have accidents, and women are the main one that's fucking up. If you look at 90% of accidents are from women, man, because they're on their phones, they're not paying attention, they're texting, they're driving, or they just had a bad day. You know what I'm saying? But yet, women have cheaper insurance rates to men. Okay, like when I was with my woman, I was with her for 7 years and shit. She had full coverage on one car and liability on another, and she was only paying like $150 a month. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, you don't even got no it really fucked me up, because I'm like, either she lying about something or this is just what they do because it's confusion. I'm like, this motherfucker can't drive. She don't really keep up with our shit because, you know, she's the woman. Yet, I'm like, how the hell is our insurance for 2 cars cheaper than mine on one fucking vehicle? But I notice women have cheaper insurance rates because they know women are going to have the most accidents. It's to keep the woman in confusion. It's to keep them out of order. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, if you give a suicidal nigga a gun because you know he's going to use it on himself, then why not give him the gun? You know, and that's what it is. But anyway, long story short, shit like that, people are going to lose it, man. Because even my renter's insurance went up $5, and I'll call them spazzing. I mean, it's not very much, but I'm like, wait a minute. I pay my shit every time. It comes out all the time on the same day. I'm never late on it. Why did I go up $5? Well, you know, due to inflation. So, long story short, people are going to start to lose it because for the simple fact, you know, the resources are limited. Okay, inflation, soon to be hyperinflation, and we're slowly creeping into a hyperinflation type situation, man. Okay, because once this dollar fully collapsed, and all those US dollars that's been abroad that the other nations have been buying in petrol and oil, once that money comes back to the United States and is not granted further use, then you better believe that Your gas prices may be $100 a gallon, okay? Of a loaf of bread, white bread, cheap bread at that, great value bread at Walmart may run your ass about $75 a loaf. And let's not talk about eggs, man. Okay, so this is all this is the reality of it, and this is the reason why I said watch those last two watch all the Purge movies, you know, but the last two focusing on the northern and the southern kingdom of Israel, because the Purge has really been targeted to them, because they feel like we're the ones that's the useless eaters, you know, and we're the ones that's sucking up all the resources with child support and alimony and, you know, welfare and all this other shit. They exploit our people being the biggest users of these particular programs, but in fact, it's the so-called white man that abuse those programs more than Jake do, you know? Now, you do got Jakes and Keishas that do abuse child support, you know, and welfare and all that other shit, but you got Esau Edom that do the same thing, because technically it's really set up for Esau Edom. And he should have a welfare set up for his own people. I mean, that's only right to have welfare set up for your own people, but you even robbing your own people, man. You know, like in ancient Israel, we had, you know, you gave a tenth of your substance, you know, to the Most High, to the priests, you know. But then again, you had the poor of our people that when you planted a garden, they was to eat on the outskirts of the garden, man. So like if you was planting like like if you had a bucket of apples or oranges, and whatever falls from the tree and whatever is not fitting your bucket, you leave it on the ground, okay? You had just enough to sustain yourself, and those of us that was unfortunate to have livestock and families and stuff like that, you know, you pretty much fed the poor, which sustained them for seasons, man, until the harvest, okay? But Esau Edom, he don't believe in that, man. Why? Because he's a damn devil, you see? But watching the last two Purge movies, man, is definitely a second look, man, because right here in a little bit, people are gonna lose their minds, okay? Like I said, rent rates went up in Kansas City 17%. One Jake said he's paying $2,000 a month for a fucking 600 square foot studio downtown Kansas City. I'm like, that ain't nowhere in hell, okay? That same apartment maybe 4 or 5 years ago probably would have went for $900, maybe $1,000 on a good day. But overall, you paying Buck Rogers numbers for something so minuscule. No, man. And this is everywhere across the board. So what makes you, so what happens when things go up? What happens when people are laid off from their jobs? Like at the end of the week, they're talking about all the auto plants and all the auto workers may go on a strike because they feel that, you know, the auto industry has made billions of dollars time of the pandemic, but yet they're not paying their workers. You know what I'm saying? They said it will cost them more money. It will benefit them more not going to work, making $500 a week than what they're taking home on a weekly basis, man. And if you're an auto mechanic, that's not an easy job, man. Okay, that's not an easy job at all. That strenuous labor, the stress. Okay, you have people's attention. People, literally, you are at the mercy of other people, because if you mess up their car, people gonna want to do something to you. You know. So you can't blame them for wanting to go on a strike, man. You know, because people are tired of the bullshit. They're tired of being oppressed. You know, they're tired of this government and their shenanigans, man. And you can't blame these people, man. Okay, you can't blame them at all, because hey, for the simple fact, Esau Edom is an unrighteous ruler. Okay, he's not right. You know, but yet you got those of our people, they're just willing to bow down. They just willing to like say, you know what, if we can't beat them, join them. Yeah, sure, they want to put the okie doke in us and want to turn us into something unnatural, but what are we gonna do? We need our jobs, man. Look, that's a destructive mindset to be in. Okay, that's the mindset of a person that's gonna get took, because like a lot of doomsday preppers, a lot of these doomsday forecasters, like what's this guy's name, Southern Prepper, and then you got what's this other guy named Glenn Beck, you know, guys that talk about the right wing and the left wing. A lot of these guys are gonna end up faltering too, man. Okay, because the scriptures say we have not resisted unto blood. You know, it's at Google Insurance. Spot they be able to hook you up with some insurance, could probably be decent for you. Con. Yeah, I definitely look into that, brother. Google Insure, okay, $292 a month. Man, that's still too much, man. That's still a lot of money for insurance on 2 cars, bro. Like, people got 3 cars and they paying fucking $150 a month. But by you being Jake, of course, you know they gonna throw that book at you. You know, $300 for it. That's too much to be paying anybody, especially if 9 times out of 10 they not even gonna cover this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when old girl ran into my car 2 years ago. I had insurance on it, but I'm just, damn, why the fuck am I paying y'all every month for it then? You know, technically when it was the little bitch's fault. But yet, you know, she walk away 20 bands richer, and I ain't got shit but a healthy ass doctor bill that I'm not gonna pay. So, I mean, it's all fucked up at the end of the day, but hey, you know, we still got to do something. What the hell are you trying to do, bro? Are you trying to get over or what? You know, but Con, I'll definitely look into it, man. 2 cars ain't bad. Second Edge is 15, and I'm gonna start at verses 19. It says that a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but should destroy their houses with the sword and their goods because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. Right? When resources are cut, you know, people are gonna start to resort to violence out here, and they're already doing so. This is why a video came out earlier out there in what is that place in Oakland, California? A whole industrial strip of businesses got robbed, man, and they look like they could have been like auto shops or something like that, but they went down a whole line just robbing fucking auto shops in particular businesses, man. You know Jakes and Adrian Provocateurs did it, you know, but that's the reality of it. Like all this shit down here, downtown KC, sooner or later, all this shit gonna close down. All this new development they building, all these lofts and shit, they spending money on this rail car. I don't see them finishing that. You know, because I think in 2026, they got the World FIFA Cup coming here, in my opinion, which is a stupid idea. But hey, you know, that's what Esau Edom want to do. So the Lord is going to throw that shit down. But it says here, it says, Micah 2:10, arise and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It should destroy you even with the sword destruction. You see what I'm saying? So, hold on, go. It's going to destroy you with the sword destruction. So with that being said, man, you can't really give your all in a place like this, man. You just got to use it for what it's good for, and you got to get the fuck out of Dodge, man. You know, like honestly, personally, we thinking about getting the hell up out of this city because it's gonna get that damn bad here in a minute. Like honestly, I don't like being down here. I mean, honestly speaking, you know, it's where the Lord moved us, but I mean, shit, anybody that think about coming down here, I think twice, because this ain't where it's at. You know, rents are high as hell, crime is crazy. It's fucked up down here, man. But you know, this all through the spirit of Yahweh Shimi Hawaii. But I'm gonna end it there, brothers, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Shimi Hawaii by Shema Kakwadash. And with that, shalom and above. Shalom.